Hi guys, I'm back and I'm here with a rant. This is my first rant. I know I don't do a lot of speaking videos, but I thought it would be a good time because this is kind of a good moment in my life to express a lot of problems and issues that I've been having, and I thought it would be cool to kind of share with you and maybe find people who can relate. And the topic for today is life after college. I graduated college 3 years ago with a psychology degree that I happened to get on a whim. From there, just kind of been trying to follow along those lines and see where it leads me. Don't even know if I was actually ready for college. I did it because I thought I had to. I thought that was a way to get money and get a job and get a life and a family and all that stuff. So I thought it would be substantial for me to have a backup plan, which would be my degree. I have that now. It's all out of the way, which is awesome because, you know, I worked my ass off for that, and I feel like, you know, that was probably my greatest accomplishment, but I don't feel good about it. I feel good about doing it, but I don't feel good about having it and not knowing what to do with it, you know? So I graduated with a psychology degree and I went on to be a preschool teacher assistant, and I worked there for a year. I just did it because I really loved kids at the time. I still do, but I just wanted to work with little kids and kind of play with them every day and be able to implement a bunch of creative arts and science things, be able to expand their little minds. And I really enjoyed that because who doesn't love kids, you know? Like, it just brightens your day. And although it's not always happy and fun times and giggles and stuff like that, but it was something that I enjoyed doing in the moment, and I did it because it was there. It was easy, you know? It came conveniently for me. I applied and then I got it, and I didn't even have to second guess. Really didn't have any other options because before that I was jobless for 7 months and I had no idea what to do, and I was roaming aimlessly through life, and that was the only thing that kind of like pulled me through, gave me hope that I could pick myself up from my feet and stop digging myself into a deeper and deeper depression. After that, I realized that that wasn't really going anywhere for me. I didn't actually want to be a preschool teacher. I just wanted to play with kids all day. And as fun as that was, it wasn't something that I could see myself doing long term, especially with the low pay that preschool teachers get. I hopped on Google and I was like, what can I do with a psychology degree? Because I don't really know what's out there, and I know that I want to explore it, but I just don't know what to do. So I Googled psychology degrees, what can I do with a bachelor's? And then ABA was the first thing that popped up. I think it interested me because I was able to work one-on-one with kids with autism, and so I was able to help with their behavioral needs, work one-on-one with a different individual and impact their lives in some way, shape, or form. I applied to multiple places, and then I ended up getting a few callbacks actually, but I stuck with the one that paid me best, and I just went along with it. And again, it was out of convenience because it was just there, and I did it because I had no other idea on what to do. I feel like that's a recurring theme in my life, which is funny, but also another story. So I just went along with it. A year later, I am happy, and I still do enjoy making that impact on these kids, and I feel like I've learned so much through my position, and I have such great coworkers. I work for an awesome company, and I honestly, I mean, I can't complain about anything except that my heart isn't in it, and I feel like that is the biggest problem, because you should probably enjoy, like, love what you do every day if that's gonna be what you're doing every day and making money off of it, you know? You should put like your whole heart and pride into it. I realized over the past few months, as my 1 year was approaching, that I just don't know if my heart is fully in it. I thought about myself down the line thinking, can I see myself, you know, becoming a behavioral analyst, or should I just reconsider my whole life? Of course, you know, if I went along to be a BCBA, then it would be easy. You know, like, that would be so easy. Just get my master's, get it done, and then I would have a job. But of course I chose the harder route, which is to just reconsider everything. And it's been so hard because I've had nights, you know, where I cry all the time and I'm like, what do I do? What did I do wrong? Why can't I just figure out my life? Why can't someone tell me what to do? How am I supposed to know? And I just talk to multiple people, and I feel like talking to a lot of people really helps because, I mean, I see the passion in people's eyes and that spark when they're talking about what they love doing and what they do for a living, and I want that feeling, and it's something that I'm trying to chase, you know, and I know that it's out there and it's in the universe somewhere, and I'm just hoping that somewhere I can find it along the way. That's where I am now. I'm 25, living in Seattle, in this weird place where I feel like I'm kind of floating, trying to figure out where I'm going from here, and I don't know if I want to take the route that I mean, so easily can take, and just kind of like settle with, or if I should just start from square one. And I mean, along the way, I've done so many dumb things. I did a pageant, I tried modeling, which is like bizarre to think about because I'm 5'2", but I mean, I look back at it and I'm like, that's so stupid, but in the moment I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with myself. That's just how my life is. Anyway, so life after college hasn't been what I expected. I don't want to complain because I feel like I've learned a lot along the way, but at the same time, I still haven't fully reached where I want to be yet. I talked to multiple people. It's just super helpful to know that everyone starts from a different place. And I think that's something I have to constantly remind myself, because I look around and I see like, oh, I'm 25, I should have all this stuff under my belt, but I can't think of it like that. I guess I'm just kind of reiterating what I've learned through this whole process, and I know that I don't fully, you know, take my own advice, but I feel like I should, and that's why I'm making this video. And so hopefully I can just look back and be like, Mal, you need to get your shit together and be positive about it. My first tip for anyone that's struggling through this is just to be positive, because when I was in that position where I was jobless after college and I didn't know what to do, I was so negative all the time, and I was like, I hate everything, I don't like what I'm doing, and I hate people, and they just keep saying all the wrong things, and I'm blaming you for it, which is not the way to approach any situation, but especially when it's coming from within, it's like, it's not gonna change your environment if you are internally being so negative. I was to the point where I just did not care even to get out of bed. I look back and I'm like, God, that was such an ugly place in my life, and I don't want to be there, you know? And so being positive is so important, and I realize that as I get older, you know, it's always something to have in you regardless of your situation, because that shit just radiates, you know? If you can be positive inside of yourself, then I feel like people will see it and think, you know, damn, she must have her shit together even though she doesn't, because she's just so positive, and I want to be positive too. Be positive. 2 would be something my cousin told me. It's actually resonated with me really well. His advice was to think of the 4 main pillars of life, which is health, health, wealth, happiness, and love. Whatever order you want it to be in. But I feel like that stood out to me really well, because yeah, those are the 4 most important things in my life. You know, I don't care so much about material things, because if I have, you know, my health, if I'm alive and I can walk and I have the ability to do all these things, then I should just feel grateful. And so I think that is so important, and it just speaks volumes to me, especially because as I'm getting older, I know that like things are not gonna get easier for me health-wise, and so I actually have to put effort and, you know, exercise and just be more conscious of what I'm putting in my body. Wealth is important. I mean, it's not always important, but I mean, everyone needs some sort of wealth, and it doesn't have to be money, but I mean, you can be wealthy in so many different ways. But I think in this particular instance, I'm gonna need some wealth to keep a roof over my head, to keep food on the table. And I think that's just the basics, you know? Like, I don't need a huge house or nice cars, fancy things, because I want to live so simply and just have the bare minimum so that I can live and do other things with my energy. And what was the third thing I said? Happiness. Of course, like, happiness is always gonna be an end point for me, you know? I mean, not an end point, I don't want it to end there, but I'm just saying I want it to always be a constant in my life, and I need to find my happiness. I need to find what's gonna put me there and keep me there, and you know, bouncing around job to job is not gonna do that. That's the thing I'm really struggling with, but I know that if I get there, I will have it all. Like, that will be everything for me. And of course, love, because everyone needs love, and it doesn't have to necessarily be your significant other, but love from friends and family, and just having a support, and that is so important to me. And I don't know, those 4 things, thank you, Andy, it really helped me out. The next thing I think is really important in, you know, life after college is to just follow your heart, because I know that I'm always someone who follows my heart and just thinks and feels really deeply, but I always have this voice screaming in the back of my head, like, I need money and I need to pay these bills and blah blah blah, and I need to support myself. But like, no, I don't. I really don't. Like, I know I'm good because I have all these things. I can get by, and I need to be more grateful for what I have, because there's so many people out there who don't have it, you know? And I could have way less and still be feeling the same way and struggling, but it's like, I have all of these things that I can access, and I should just feel super grateful for it. That leads me to my 4th one, which is just be grateful and appreciate things. You know, own what you have and love it as much as you can, because you never know what's gonna happen or how things can change so vastly and quickly. I don't know. And I guess I have another one, which would be number 5, which is just to be present with everything, you know, and be in the now and appreciate everything at the moment, because if you worry too much about the future, you're gonna miss those moments and then realize, like, oh, I fucked up because I overlook things, or like I stress too hard, and I miss those good moments where I could have learned something new. And I'm still struggling with this, and it's not something that I don't think is gonna go away anytime soon. And I've dedicated this entire year of being 25 to just finding myself. And I never know. I mean, I feel like everyone is still finding themselves, you know? And even if you're 50, you're still finding yourself, because things change and life kind of evolves you. And I really feel like I can do it. I just need to fully focus on me and what I have inside of me that will bring, you know, my passions out. And hopefully that will just snowball into something that I fully enjoy and love. And, you know, I'm hoping that I'll get it and I'll be happy, and, you know, yeah. So there's my rant about life after college. I feel like, I mean, this topic can go on and on and on forever, because I've never really done talking about it or crying over it. Being an adult is hard, you know? And I wanted to just take this time and sit in front of a camera at 12 in the morning. I find YouTube to be something that is super comforting, I guess. And there's so many people that you can meet on YouTube, and maybe not meet, but just watch, and it just makes you feel good. And I don't know, I like the connection that you can make and how relatable people are. And I just really enjoy the community and being creative and sharing these things and just opening the conversation to people who want to join in. So anyway, there's my rant. Thank you so much for listening. I know that was really long, but if you got through it, I really appreciate it, and would really appreciate if anyone is going through this to comment down below, because I would love to just hear other people's experiences or kind of advice maybe. I feel like everyone can use some. Yeah, and subscribe if you haven't. I have a bunch of projects coming up and I really want to kind of get her done. I'm hopefully gonna have time to just be able to create more. That's my goal. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.